What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer, and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in, and I really do mean that. Supporting the silver stacking community is extremely important. Liking the videos, commenting, sharing, subscribing, it's all really important. I play a role, but you also do play a huge role to not only spread the worthless aspect of the dollar, but also silver's true value. So I thank you for tuning in. Also support other silver stacking channels. There's a lot of great channels out there. And speaking of that, I just launched the Silver Stacking podcast with my co-host Investing with TJ. We post every Friday a new podcast, but we also post daily segments throughout the week of the podcast. And the first 1,000 subscribers are going to be entered in a silver giveaway. We have 779 subscribers, so make sure you head over there. We've already posted 3 podcasts every Friday. We've been doing this for 3 weeks. They're getting better and better. We got some special guests coming on, giveaways, all different types of stuff, different segments that we plan out. We don't just push record. We actually plan these segments out. We talk about different things over the course of the hour, and it's really cool. It's just a new platform. I know you're going to enjoy it, so make sure you head over there and subscribe along with my channel. So, is silver a better investment than gold? That's the million-dollar question. So many new people into the precious metals world would assume gold, it's kind of the role model, but actually silver is a much better investment, and I'm going to explain why. It's not just bias. There's a reason why my name is Silver Slayer, not Gold Slayer. There's a reason why it's called Wall Street Silver. There's a reason why it's called the Silver Forum. There's a reason for that. And that's what we're going to explain in this video. And I found the perfect, and I mean the perfect article that breaks it down. You're going to love this, and I hope that it's enjoyable. Make sure you like the video. Hopefully, this video does very good, because if it does, I will also be doing a silver giveaway. How good? If this video reaches 500 likes, I will do a silver giveaway next weekend, along with the Silver Stacking podcast. So lots of silver given away to lots of different people. Now, is silver a better investment than gold? In times of economic brouhaha, troubles, and uncertainties, many people run towards investing in precious metals. That's why it's called a safe haven asset. Precious metals such as gold, silver, and platinum are considered safer investments in periods of increased market volatility and uncertainty because of the stability that they offer. They offer a lot of stability. Now, in fact, the value of precious metals tends to rise during times of economic turmoil because the fear of a market crash often leads to an increase in their demand. And it's not only just market crash. I mean, look at this year. Record high sales in the first month of January for silver and gold. The U.S. Mint sold 5 million Eagles in the first month of January. Things aren't that crazy right now. You would have thought, last year, even the year before, there would be more sales. But no, this year, January of 2022, not only the U.S. Mint sold record, Royal Mint and Perth Mint also did announce that as well. So, yes, it is in times of economic turmoil, but sometimes things do just start to click. Maybe it is interest rates, or maybe it's supply and demand. People starting to know the truth of the silver shortage, which we can also talk about, which I mention this a lot, and I do think it is becoming more relevant. So, interestingly, gold seems to get all the attention among precious metals investors, probably because it appears to be the shiniest precious metal. Now, gold is a great investment. You can fit $100,000 worth of gold in a shoebox. You can't do that with silver. Silver storage it can definitely be inconvenient. Let's say you have $100,000 worth of silver. That's a lot of storage. You can't just fit that in a safe. You can't just, and discreet, right? When you're talking about something tangible, being discreet, being able to hide it is very important. And gold is much easier, right? Like I said, you can't fit $100,000 worth of silver in a shoebox. Gold also it is money. Gold's considered money more so than even silver is, even though silver is literally money. And I think there isn't like the Latin word for money is silver, or it's silly about from when you look at it from that aspect, but like when I'm, let's say I'm talking about GSX, we can even go there. So there's a cryptocurrency. Let's see how much it is right now on Coinbase. It's 4 cents. There's a cryptocurrency called GSX, gold secured currency. It's backed by physical gold. The coins are 4 cents. But it's unique in its way of the coin, since it's backed by gold, it has value, intrinsical value, just like gold does. Gold is a much bigger market, so it's less volatile, which means it's also safer. Now, you can't really call a precious metal more risky than another because they're both safe haven. That's very contradicting. But I do like this coin since it's backed by physical gold. The coin, as they dig up the gold, which they have mining sites all over the world, will also be put into that crypto. So it's a very unique type of coin. No one else is doing it, especially to the rate they are. It's gonna be redeemable for physical gold. They have a lot of different things going on. Um, and that, like they're listed on Coinbase. You can buy them. I actually have the link in the description, and I wrote out a long, I guess, paragraph explaining more about the company. But you're gonna see more, I guess, assets that are going to bring the stability side of precious metals to gold than silver. Silver is an industrial metal. It's not just a monetary metal. And that's kind of the point I'm making, is that since gold is such a great store of value, and since silver is but also industrial, silver is the best of both worlds. When it's just talking about money, if you're a wealthy person, gold would probably be the better option. But since silver has so much potential beyond just that foundation, just that store of value in electronics, whether it's solar panels, electric vehicles, whether it's in everything, medical wall paint, dental alloys, silver can purify water. Silver, you could drop silver in milk. It keeps the milk fresh longer. It has antimicrobial properties. Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, even light sensitivity. It's used in mirrors, basically anything you can think of, not only just, technologically, but medically as well. Silver is needed for, beyond just, coins and money. You see what I'm saying? So when you're looking at a coin like GSX, gold does make more sense since it's just storing the wealth. But then you can get into supply and demand, where we need a lot of demand for electric vehicles, solar panels. That's why silver is going to take on a life of its own beyond just a monetary metal. I wanted to try to make that, clear before we keep moving on. And that's also why number one is so important, now that we know the context. This morning, spot gold opened at $1,230 an ounce in Europe, and while spot silver opened at $15.14 an ounce. In essence, the market thinks that gold is about 81 times more valuable than silver. The truth of the matter is that gold has always been valuable, or more valuable than silver, but not. It shouldn't be 81 times more valuable. Now let me explain this ratio. The ratio that gold comes out of the ground compared to silver is 8 to 1. Every 8 ounces of silver, we dig up an ounce of gold, or maybe 9 to 1, depending. But it's roughly 8 to 1. So back in the day, for thousands of years, that was the ratio of silver to gold, right? The value. That makes sense. What it comes out of the ground should be what it is, determining its value. Then it got to 16 to 1. That's when gold started to be more, I guess, royal. And then something happened in 1930. 1930, the gold to silver ratio was 16 to 1 for thousands of years. 8 to 1, 16. Actually, in biblical times, it was 2.5 to 1, because back then they thought silver was magical because, it could purify water. But until 1930 was 16 to 1. Then FDR got in office, changed it to 75 to 1. He single-handedly devalued silver. So when we're looking at the ratio 81, the gold to silver ratio being 81, that's insane. That's insane. And it even got as high as 125 to 1 in March 2020. That was when silver was $11. That is not normal. That is not the average. And I would say a quote unquote normal average would be around 50. And that's only looking at, the crazy markets that we live in, trying to be realistic. 50 to 1 maybe. But it should be 8 to 1. Actually much lower, which I can explain, but I want to keep on going. I want to stick to the article because I could talk so much off the top of my head, but I really do want to hear what they have to say. So, precious metals are precious because they are rare. For instance, sand is available everywhere, and it is cheap. Precious metals such as gold and silver are rarer to find, and it takes tremendous energy to mine them. Hence the precious connotation. Mining experts affirm that the Earth's crust has about 17 times more silver than gold. Hence, gold should be naturally more expensive than silver. However, silver is being used up faster than gold, right? Silver's mined at a ratio of about 11 to 1 against gold. Historically, gold's always been 15 times more expensive. Hence, the current trade price of gold in relation to silver's is disproportionate, as shown in these graphs. If the global economic uncertainties continue, we can reasonably expect that the price of silver or gold will increase in the short to medium terms. However, we can expect the price of silver to rise exponentially higher, and that's to catch up with gold, right? Gold's like a volcano. Let's picture there's gold and silver, both volcanoes. Gold's volcano already erupted when gold broke past $2,000, the highest price it's ever been. Silver always follows suit compared to gold. It always does. It always plays catch up. Silver hasn't broken past its all-time high when gold broke past $2,000. It wasn't even half of its all-time high of $50. So silver's volcano is still bubbling, filling up with magma. When it explodes, it's going to be astronomical. And not only what brought gold to $2,000, silver is going to follow, mimic, but there's other elements, there's other things that are also building up silver's volcano. The silver shortage, supply and demand, the immense amount of silver we're going to need for the next decade, right? So when silver explodes, it's going to be much higher than gold. And we know it will, since looking at the gold to silver ratio is still so out of whack. Now, silver, number two, has more applications than gold. It's more useful, right? Silver should be and is more essential, right? We literally need silver to make the world go round. Gold is mainly used for coins, bars, jewelry, necklaces, earrings, stuff that's more fashionable. Silver, not so much. The second reason that makes silver a better investment than gold is that silver has more industrial applications than gold. The industrial applications of silver adds to its demand. Silver is reflective, thermally conductive, electronically conductive. In the last 25 years, more patents than that require silver or the use of silver have been granted than gold-based patents. It was reported that 1 billion ounces of silver were used in consumer products in the past 10 years. And imagine in the next 10 years how much, since the entire world's trying to go green. Photovoltaics, PV cells, that require silver, right? Silver's in every solar panel. By the year 2030, every car company is going to be electric vehicles. Silver is heavily required in those. 5G towers, silver's heavily required. Silver lithium-ion batteries. The whole next, generation is going to require a lot more silver than right now, but there's already a shortage. There's not a shortage of gold. The industrial applications of silver will also increase in the coming years because of only trace amounts are used in industrial applications. Only trace amounts. Hence, it's not practical to recycle the silver that has been used in commercial applications. It's hard to recycle silver. I used to scrap silver and gold out of cell phones and laptops. It's profitable to do that with gold, but since silver is 81 times cheaper, nobody's scrapping the silver out of laptops or cell phones, so it's all thrown away, never to be recovered. That ounce of gold that gets dug up out of the ground is going to stay in circulation for a long time. That ounce of silver that gets dug up is going to be thrown away within, 20, 30 years, if that. It makes more sense to mine and use new silver than to recycle silver from older products. But the Royal Mint actually announced they are starting to recycle um, cell phones and laptops now to make their coins, which is interesting. And I do think that we're going to see more silver refining coming or upcoming as people realize how dramatic the silver shortage is. So number 3, uncertainty in future supply. The third reason that suggests that silver investors will be better off than gold investors in long term is the level of uncertainties that surround the supply of silver. Uncertainties about the supply of precious metals, this could affect its trading price, and the price tends to rise when uncertainty suggests that the supply will fall. Low supply, high demand. Silver is mined in some of the most volatile regions on Earth. Hence, there's always a probability that its supply will drop. For instance, silver is mostly mined in countries where political unrest, labor conflicts, poor infrastructure, and economic manipulations are a common occurrence, right? Mexico, Peru, Chile, Australia. Um, so much of the silver in the world is mined in Mexico, Peru, Chile, Bolivia, China. But China appears to be relatively stable, but the country walks a tightrope between peace and anarchy. So, here's the conclusion. Investors in precious metals should have more reasons to smile to the banks in the short to medium term, as much as uncertainties in global economic landscape remain intact. Irrespective of whether you invest in gold or silver, precious metals are a better investment over other asset classes, and that's definitely for sure. However, before you start buying gold or silver, you should notice the price of precious metals is subject to much volatility. Hence, you should be ready for a roller coaster ride with your investment, especially with silver. Silver is called the devil's metal for a reason. Since it's a much smaller market, it hits higher highs and lower lows. If gold's going to rise 5%, silver's rising 15%, which is a good thing, but it also can work the opposite. If gold drops 5%, silver's dropping 15%. So it is a very bumpy roller coaster ride, and that's why I say you really got to take the emotional attachment out, right? That's also why I say you should diversify into gold as well. Gold doesn't have much, I guess, there's not many reasons beyond just the $100,000 shoebox, uh, you know, phrase that I said. But when you're talking about investing and especially something tangible, having some gold on the side definitely can't hurt, especially if you're going to be investing heavily. It can cut down some of that storage space. So I think we covered everything. If you did want to check out GSX, the link's in the description. I wrote out a thing. Coins are 4 cents. Let me know if you do invest. I mean, I think it's really cool. I think it's a cool project. I'm definitely investing, and I see a lot of potential since the coin is only like 5 months old or 6 months old. That project's definitely going to be big. And also check out the Silver Stacking podcast. We just posted the third episode on Friday. It's a good one. I'm really excited about this project. It's so fun recording these podcasts with TJ. He's the charts guy, so he'll break down, the weekly analysis, looking over the numbers, and then I can bring more of the economy, the supply and demand side of things, even just silver stacking strategies. So both of our specialties combined makes a really good conversation, and I definitely think you're going to enjoy it. Everyone else is enjoying it. You can see we just started 3 weeks ago, and our first podcast got 1.4 thousand views. They're just they're really good, right? They really are. We just posted one a day ago, 53 minutes long. You're really gonna like it. We got the podcast episode playlist and the podcast clips where there's segments um, throughout the week. So every day we're basically posting. See, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I really do appreciate you tuning in. If this video hits 500 likes, I will do a silver giveaway next week. This was Silver Slayer. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.